What's up, everyone? Maury Crosted here from the Performance Lab of California, and we're going to do another breakdown here today on Dwayne Haskins, the quarterback out of Ohio State. I'm really excited to do this breakdown. Just always excited to see these young guys that are coming up and doing breakdowns on them, just because it gives you a little bit more of that interpretation of what's going to be, or who's going to be the next big star in the NFL. And I definitely think that Dwayne Haskins has a lot of potential. There's obviously some flaws that you can see in his game, but in terms of being able to be accurate and being able to make decisions and go with those decisions, he's very, very good in that department. So let's go ahead and get this breakdown going here. Really being able to see for you guys that are subscribers and watch a good amount of our videos, I've been pumped up about being able to get that NFL Game Pass, because especially now, because you could get, with such nice overall quality, you can get such good film of these quarterbacks where, when you go with just kind of the basic YouTube, the film's just not going to be as good as you could see here. But we'll go ahead and break it down. Let's start with his release and how he's able to generate force. So notice here, he's going and he knows where he's going to end up going with the ball here. They got a simple crossing route going. And from there, once he's able to get that decision, or once he makes the decision, I like that he's on the back foot, boom, down, gets that front foot down. He might be in a little bit more external rotation. And, I'm always curious about when these guys wear those knee braces, just because what it seems like to me is that he does put a good amount of stress on that left knee when he's actually going through the throw. And so, as you can see, as when he lands, he really does put that foot in a little bit more of a pronated position, and he is putting a little bit more stress on that left knee. But then as he's coming through, what he does a good job of is, again, look at that drive off that back leg. Look at how well he pushes off that back leg and gets his hips to start moving that way, right? And that's crucial. It's so important to be able to really get your body to be moving, and your hips to be moving that way as well as that way. What you don't want to have happen is those hips go that way, which I do see a good amount is with quarterbacks, is that the upper body ends up kind of going this way and the lower body ends up going this way, and you're kind of throwing against yourself. What you can see here, he does a good job of getting that weight going, gets his hips going that way, and then they're locked in, right? They're locked in, and then from there, continues to throw and has a lot of range of motion within that shoulder. He has a lot of scapular retraction would be the word, where he can really get that shoulder back to make it so now he puts a lot of overall flick on the throw and gets a lot of force out of it. And we'll go and I'll show you one or a few of them where it's just full speed here.
But he can't do it as he's trying to work through everything.
Right, and you can see how fast he's just able to get rid of that ball. We'll go one more here.
He can't do it as he's trying to work through everything.
Good. I mean, he kind of goes and moves that foot back a little bit, which isn't always the best thing, but it's not bad. Okay, from there we'll get this view. We'll go first. I'll just let you see the normal one. Boom. Okay, now from there we'll go and break it down. So again, I mean, what he does, he's a big guy, right? So by being a big guy, one of the things that is more important is you got to be able to use your whole body. And so the key thing that I see with athletes is that they have a hard time keeping their weight back and then shifting the weight forward and making all that time, the timing there really good. And so notice how he does a good job. He keeps that weight back even as he's stepping out. See how he's stepping out with that front foot? This is important, guys. This is really, really important. I hope you guys are really focusing in here and paying attention. Okay, so this is important. Watch how he goes and he really is stepping out with that front leg. Look at how much he's going out with that front leg, but he's keeping all of his weight back. Look at how well he's keeping his weight back. And then once he gets that front foot out in front, now he's driving off that back leg. He's transferring his weight forward. And as he's transferring his weight forward in here, he's keeping that shoulder in a good position. And now once he begins getting that elbow coming through, he pulls that left elbow in and lets that back elbow come through. And he doesn't waste very much time with that ball back behind his head, right, or back behind him. He's going here, boom, pulls that left elbow through, and then goes and drives that back elbow through, and then flips the wrist and comes through and makes a really overall nice throw. Similar one here. You know, one thing I wanted to say about this one is, and another thing is, you know, look at that upward movement that he has as he's coming through. I do think that you want to be able to, as you're coming forward, drive a little bit more upwards. You know, as a pitcher, you're going a little bit more downwards in the throw and where you're driving, but as a quarterback, you want it to be a little bit more upwards. I love this throw just because, you know, the difference from that last one where he really kind of drove it and really tried to put a lot behind the throw. This one he had to really be accurate. Look at where he has, you know, he's going to have to put the ball in between this linebacker and this safety over here on the side. He does an excellent job. And look at, again, how well he just gets that elbow right up and through, right? He gets it, pushes out that back leg, keeps those hips in a good position, really locking those hips in and being very stable in those hips. I love that. That's awesome. That's a very good job. You got to be able to do that as a quarterback. You got to be able to be very stable in your hips and be able to rotate around a very stable hip. So what I mean by that is you want to be able to rotate well in like your spine and move well in your spine and your upper body while your hips are very still, very controlled. And he's coming through, and look at the placement of this ball. So freaking good. Look at that. I mean, right in stride in the run. Had to be accurate there. You know, didn't have a lot that he can miss, but it's able to make that throw. Last part here, just wanted to show from the front. Big part with accuracy. Where's that arm coming through? Look at how he's going right to that side pocket. You know, I think Haskins, you know, from a mechanic perspective, is very clean. Is a very good job, and is a big dude. So he's able to very easily create a good amount of force on the ball because he uses his body the right way and uses the mechanics the right way. You know, when you watch like a Drew Brees, like what we just did the breakdown on, you know, he's got to be really clean, and you know, he's got to have some weirdness in him too. He has like almost like an excessive amount of rotation in his upper body in order to make it so he can, you know, do the things that he does and accomplish things that he does. Where Dwayne Haskins, he doesn't need to do anything abnormal. It's almost abnormal for him to be very clean with his mechanics, and because he is very clean, he does have the body for it. It makes it so he can really succeed as a quarterback and has a lot of potential. So, you know, I like Dwayne Haskins. I think he's going to be, you know, successful. There's some, you know, things that he does from a decision-making process that sometimes, you know, aren't always really good, but from an accuracy, from a mechanics, from an arm strength, he's got a lot of the right tools. And so with the right situation, being able to get in there and maybe, you know, learn a little bit, I think he has the potential for really making a big impact. And I know that there's some people too, real quick, that don't like that he's been sitting on the bench and they had JT Barrett, but I think that actually did him a lot. I think he is still learning the whole process of the game, and you know, is going to, if the struggle would be is if he has to go to a place and have a lot of success right away at a program. I think he's going to really flourish if he goes somewhere and can kind of learn a little bit and then take over a program from there. As always, guys, if you have any questions, let me know. Reach out to me more at yourperformancelab.com. Check out our throw program, guys. If you're watching these videos and you're liking these videos and you're a quarterback and you're looking to try to get better, you got to get a part of our program. We're making big improvements from last year to this year. It's only been a year. It's crazy that we've been doing the program for. But even in that year, with the technology and with the whole exercise side of it, I mean, people that are in it are loving it, and I think that if you become part of it, you're only going to become a significantly better quarterback. That's the worst thing that could happen, is that you're going to become a much better quarterback, and I don't think that risk is a big risk at all. All right, guys, let me know if you have any questions, and I hope to talk to you soon. Thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you really enjoyed it, and if you did, you can subscribe down below, and that way you can get updates on any of the new videos that we get. Also, if you want to, you can check out some of our other breakdowns for speed and throwing. We have exercises, also jumping mechanics videos, a lot of great stuff within our channel. Hope you enjoy.